The most important thing is that you have a vision, that you have a goal. Because without that vision and without that goal, again, you're drifting around and you're never gonna end up anywhere. People don't become successful just by accident.
You're gonna get your ass kicked, we're gonna get the shit kicked out of us. You gotta get up, you gotta have faith that the one thing you wanted to happen oftentimes is the best thing that never happened. So have faith, just keep that in mind, keep plugging away.
Never accept the limitations of someone else. Somebody told you that it's impossible. Don't even try. Give up before you even fucking try it for yourself. Never accept the goddamn limitation that someone else has placed upon you.
And now, FitnessInformant.com presents the Iron Union Podcast. Let's go.
Back inside the FI studio, the Booty and the Beast studio.
The FI studio.
I don't know what to call it. The Buckeye kitchen.
The Fit Butters kitchen.
The FB kitchen, FI studio.
We have too many names.
How are you, Danielle?
Oh, I'm good.
What do you mean you're good? What's the sigh? Like, oh, I'm good. That was really good.
Yeah, you were really on point there.
I am. I
Making
know.
fun of me.
I know exactly.
Like the daily.
Who you are, what you're about. Today's a cool day. We have Blessing the Boogeyman in as our guest as we sit, I think, like less than 6 weeks out from the Olympia.
Yeah.
Something that we're obviously not going to be at. And I'm torn because I want to see our friends on stage. So it's like, we're not going to be there, but do I stream it? And so it's like, I don't know what to do. And we'll figure it out. But Boogeyman, Charles, Nick, Brett could still be there. He's got one more show in Spain. He just finished second in Romania. I think bodybuilding, like it's so crazy to me because this is the year I was most excited about the Olympia.
I know.
Because we never had an opportunity to see Charles.
We've known more and more people up on stage too. It's kind of cool. Like we have more people to support this year than ever. So it's a hard one.
It is a hard one. And but we'll obviously figure out what to do. But it was good to have Blessing on. Yesterday, news broke that he signed a multi-year deal with MuscleTech, which is one of the oldest running brands in sports nutrition, active nutrition, bodybuilding nutrition. I was part of the first ever digital press conference. It was me, it was Price Plow, it was RX Muscle, Dave Palumbo, it was Muscular Development. So you had two media outlets from the bodybuilding world, and you had two media outlets from the sports nutrition world for the very first time ever. So it was really cool to do that. But as you guys listen to this podcast, you'll get the grasp on who and what he stands for.
The vibe. He's a very like kind person, and you can definitely tell that like he will never change. And I love like his content on social media, and we touched this later on too, but like he just expanded to a whole new audience.
Yeah,
like, and that's the cool part. Like not only is he entertaining, he's bringing this really cool like aspect to the bodybuilding world, but he's also expanding into a whole new, audience in the social media world. So it's really cool to see that.
It was great. And like I mentioned on this podcast, like I mentioned to MuscleTech, is they didn't sign a bodybuilder. They signed a personality who just happens to be really fucking good at bodybuilding, which is going to be great for them. So we are obviously less than 6 weeks away from the Olympia. You guys are going to hear the conversation here with Boogeyman in just a second. We want to take an opening as we get into the official, like can we officially like say happy holidays?
I think so.
Wow.
I love all the holiday stuff. It's
I know
my
you
absolute
do.
favorite. And I think maybe it's because I'm a Christmas baby that maybe I'm just like
You're a
more
week
in love
before
with it.
Christmas. Don't call yourself a Christmas
anyone
baby. You're
who's
going to
within the month, like even like a couple weeks of Christmas, you can say you're a Christmas baby. That's real. If you are a December baby and your birthday is close to Christmas, you understand. Everything was always clumped together.
What
People
if you're
have
January
holiday
1st?
Events. Okay, it's a little...
January 1st is just as close to Christmas as December 18th.
But at the same time, do you know how many times when I was growing up that my birthday was clumped into holiday things? It just happens. It's real.
I would imagine if your birthday was the 1st of January, it's probably clumped in too.
Yeah, exactly.
So is a January 1st baby a Christmas baby?
I would say so. I was baby Jesus in our Christmas play at church when I was
Did y'all just hear that?
I was baby Jesus.
She's calling herself baby fucking Jesus on this podcast.
I was a week old and I was a part of like
Holy
the nativity
shit.
scene.
It's
real.
There's going to be Jehovah Witnesses knocking on our fucking door now.
You guys have seen like the real people nativity scenes. I was baby Jesus.
So you just sat in the nativity scene inside of a little cradle?
No, Mary
straw?
held me.
A human being held you for hours inside of a nativity scene?
No, haven't you ever seen like the little play
What kind
part?
of fucking childhood did you have? Holy
You're just
shit.
destroying this whole thing.
I mean, you literally said, I'm baby Jesus.
I said
and
I was baby Jesus.
Oh,
as
so you're
a
not
baby.
baby Jesus anymore. Now you're a grown up, long beard, race car
Okay,
driving
anyways,
Jesus.
I love the holidays.
So we're going to take this opportunity now as we pivot into the holiday talk to talk about our Black Friday deals at Fit Brothers. We're going to be having an entire section on fitnessinformant.com for the best Black Friday, Cyber Monday deals in active and sports nutrition, including ours. But we want to take the time today, and this is the first time that you guys are hearing this publicly. We haven't even published this at Fit Brothers. We just told our Fit Fam ambassador team yesterday on a call. So we're going to have 3 different tiers this year again. Now, we've done this, I think, for 3 years in a row. So the discount in terms of on the jars itself, relatively the same, but we're going to have free gift with purchase on each tier. So tier 1
is a 4-pack for $50, free shipping, and a sticker pack.
Get the
If you guys,
official
I wish
Fit
I could
Brothers
get a
sticker
little
pack.
closer to the camera, but this is the fun, thick AF. I like to spoon, and then more flavors, less gimmicks, and all of the Fit Butters.
So $50 gets you
and-
4 free shipping and the sticker packs.
And it fits perfectly on your phone.
If you have the iPhone Max. I don't know if it fits the smaller version.
Yeah. But anyways,
Anyway.
it's cool.
Tier number 2, 6 jars of Fit Butters, $75. You're going to get the kick-ass sticker pack, and we're also going to give you a $10 gift card to fitbutters.com. So again, you're kind of seeing we're discounting the product. We're giving you a free gift with purchase. And then the big tier, the best tier is...
It's an 8-pack for $100, free shipping, sticker pack, $10 gift card, and the amazing shirt that we have finally made. We're super excited about this. We've talked about doing apparel somewhat like, obviously we have the plain Fit Bars ones that just like our team and like Fit Fam has, but this is the first like legit cool shirt that has like a saying with it.
Yeah.
That, like is just a little more, fun.
It's awesome. Obviously kind of against apparel for the longest time, realize there's a lot of people that want to rep the brand. So one thing to note, if you're a big Fit Brothers fan or you plan on taking advantage of this sale on Black Friday, it's going to start at Black Friday midnight, so 12 a.m. Friday morning, runs through Cyber Monday at 11:59 p.m. And that's going to be Central Time because that's our time zone. Once you get to the point where you unlock the 3rd tier, so your gift card and your sticker packs are automatically going to be added to the cart for you. If you add 8 jars and you unlock the 3rd tier, there's going to be a pop-up or a drop-down on your phone that's going to say, please select your free Black Friday Thick AF t-shirt. The reason being is we're going to let you select your size. We got a number of small, medium, large, XLs and 2XLs with a sizing chart on the website so you can actually pick your size. First come, first serve. That's how it's working. Obviously we looked at kind of our customer base and said, okay, what sizes do we need? And this is one of the reasons why I don't love doing apparel is because it's really hard to forecast which sizes people are going to need. But you will have an opportunity. So the earlier you take advantage of the sale, and you get in there,
options you have.
the more options you're going to have. If we sell out of this shirt, we're going to sub it with a Fit Brothers logo tee that we have. They're still going to be the same Gildan soft style type t-shirt. So it's not a cheap t-shirt that you get from a lot of sports nutrition brands. They're typically paying like $3 a shirt. This one costs us quite a bit of money. It's double-sided. It's full color.
The material's awesome.
The material's awesome. And again, it's a unisex. So if you're typically, say you're a medium and you're a female, you're probably going to fit into a small. If you're a small and you're a female, the small might just fit a little bit bigger. But guys, obviously, like I wear a large because I like my shirts a little bit more tight. I can fit into an XL as well. So just keep that in mind. Again, the size chart will be there for you guys. Again, that goes live 12 a.m. on Black Friday until 11:59 on Cyber Monday, p.m. on Cyber Monday. So I'm stoked about the sale.
Yep, it's gonna be exciting.
And we're launching.
Oh, Italian rainbow cookie.
Yeah, I mean, that's our only almond butter we've ever done as a brand.
Almond butters have a special place in my heart, so I always get excited about this one.
Yeah, so in 2.5 years, it'll be, it's our only almond butter we've ever done. So we will be launching that on Black Friday again at our website and at retailers around the country if they carry it as well. So with that being said, I think that we wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
So much stuff to say to that, but I can't do it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Boogeyman. Let's go.
Let's go.
Adding my product is going to help you get to where you want to be. 5%ers is 5% of the people in the world that are willing to do whatever it takes to reach their goals. We're talking about business, success, education. Willing to do whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes.
For the last 2 decades, we have been the best kept secret of the supplement industry. We've kept our heads down and worked. We pioneered full label transparency and full therapeutic doses because we believe that truly hard work requires truly effective tools. 2 decades is a long time to commit to one pursuit, but when you act with purpose and become centered in yourself, eventually you realize that you were born and bred for this. The things you once thought impossible, you now do every day. We don't like the easy way, it just doesn't feel right. We'll take the long, hard road over a shortcut any day. It takes longer, sure, but in the end, you know you earned it. And with the right team behind you, pushing yourself further than you've ever been will be just another afternoon doing what you love most.
This man needs no introduction. I mean, he is qualified for the 2022 Mr. Olympia, winning back-to-back shows this year as a one of the world's most known bodybuilders now. Blessing, but you're almost like a Hollywood superstar of sorts in the world of fitness and bodybuilding.
Don't gas me, Brian.
It is. I mean, I have known you for years, and you have been the same lovable teddy bear since the first day I met you, with the biggest sense of humor on the planet.
Exactly, man. You know, I mean, you'll always have to remember, you know, who you are and where you came from, you know. And, you know, even when I go back home and I stay home, and I go back home and I go to the little town that I grew up, and all my friends will be like, yo, you're still the same guy. You never. I'm like, no, why will I change?
Yeah.
This is what made me who I am. So why would you fix something that's not broken? So, you know, it doesn't matter how big I may get, or maybe Olympic title, whatever, you know, this is who I am, and this is what I will continue to be.
Well, you just mentioned the Olympia title. We are 5-6 weeks away from the showcase, the biggest show in bodybuilding. How are you feeling this far out from the show right now?
Oh, bro, dude, listen, man, this is dangerous right now. I am so dangerous right now. You know, bodybuilding is 90% mental. If you know, right here, nothing will go right. You know, so I'm at a stage right now where, I am so focused, you know, especially just signing a new deal with MuscleTech. And mentally, I'm in a really, really good space. And I have never worked so hard in my life. You know, I've never trained so hard in my life. The amount of details that I've put into this prep, you know, I don't think a lot of the guys are doing a lot of things that I'm doing. You know, you guys must see me doing a lot of the, you know, outdoor videos, going to Miami, wrestling people, all of that. You know, I'm still having fun with it. But, you know, I'm in a really good spot. I am super excited. I am dangerous. And this show's going to be one for the books.
You've been involved in some conflict this year in a good way, I think. When it comes to bodybuilding, when it was back Ronnie days, they used their DVDs and magazines to take stabs and jabs at each other, right? We have social media, something you're an expert at. You know, Nick Walker, Charles Griffin, and both these men are going to be on stage in 5 weeks. Charles is actually a friend of ours. He's here in Minneapolis. Yep. So, like, when you have the banter back and forth with Nick and Charles and other competitors, is that something that you welcome as a competitor, or is it something that you want to shy away from, but you feel you have to respond to things that they say?
I mean, you know, I'm sure you guys can remember, you know, in the first few interviews that I did, me coming into the IWB Pro League, and I mentioned so many times that, I want to change bodybuilding. I want to make bodybuilding more fun. Again, I want to make bodybuilding more exciting. A lot of people doubted me because they don't believe I've got what it takes. Just because of all the antics that they see I do on a daily on social media, a lot of these people don't think I do take bodybuilding seriously. Bodybuilding is my life. Matter of fact, without bodybuilding, literally, I have no idea, what I'm doing right now. So my goal is to make this sport more entertaining. And look, listen, we're in the era of social media. Literally, you cannot do anything without social media.
Yep.
You can't put your phone down for 5 minutes. Mm-mm. I mean, it's not healthy, but this is life now. Mm-hmm. This is how you get paid. This is how you sell your product. This is how you market yourself. So we have all these tools. Why can't we not just take advantage of this, and capitalize, and because we can reach so many people, through social media. So I feel like if we use social media the right way, and if we are using it the right way, bodybuilding is going in a different direction right now, in a really good direction right now, with a little bit of entertainment, with a little bit of back and forth. All these stuff is just get the fans talking. Mm-hmm. Whether you're talking positively about me or talking negatively about me, guess what? You are still talking. Mm-hmm. So that little back and forth with Nick, it was exciting. The promoters, they love it. Jay Cool, actually, after my, the way I performed in 2021 and now showing up the way I should, you know what Jay Cool did? He actually came over to me, and he shook my hand and he goes, "Thank you for what you're trying to do for bodybuilding." And I see that as even though I lost, I see that as a massive win because I know this guy loves it, mm-hmm. and they back it up and they see what I'm trying to do. It's not the fact that I'm being arrogant. No, this is sport. This is competition. This is what we do. And like I said, bodybuilding is 90% mental. If you find a way that you can really trigger your opponent, maybe that can put your spot up from, placing the tanks to 9th or to whatever, you might as well use it. So this is the thing that I do welcome, and I feel like the fans love it. Whether they agree with me or not, I think they do love it.
Well, what's funny, it's the New York Pro that year. The banter between you and Nick, and we made a banner at FI on this. Like, I think so many people tuned in and bought the live stream because of the banter that you guys brought, the entertainment. And so I come, and you're familiar with this, being with Redcon for a long time, and Eduardo and Ryan and those guys are big pro wrestling fans down there. I'm a pro wrestler, so I get the concept of trying to put asses in seats and sell tickets. Mm-hmm. Why can't we do that with pro wrestling? And I think you do the best job at it. Mm-hmm. So going into the Olympia then, how are you going to get people hyped up for your appearance on the big stage back in Las Vegas?
I mean, this first Olympia is going to be, what I'm trying to do is going to be really hard to do what I'm trying to, because, you can't talk a lot of shit and not be able to back it up. You know what I mean?
Right.
So this Olympia, right, it's going to be a shocker for a lot of people, because there's still people out there that do not believe that I'm about this life. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Even after winning back-to-back Indy Pro and New York Pro, they still. So I've got a lot to prove, because I feel like I've got a lot of load on my back, and I am proud to carry this. This is who I am, and this is what I love to do. So I got a lot of work to do, and after prejudging, right? After prejudging at Olympia, it's the game is fucked. Because I'm gonna be coming into the finals with a lot of fucking energy, because now the fans know we will get to see Blessing Nick Walker side by side, because you can't say one is better than the other. Now they believe Nick is on a whole nother level than the Boogeyman, because I still haven't been able to do exactly what I've been saying. But this Olympia, I will do that, and that will be the start of a new era for bodybuilding, because I'm gonna get nasty.
What does success look like at the Olympia? Obviously, you want to win, right? I think anybody going into the Olympia, if they go in with the mindset like, "Hey, I don't want to win," you shouldn't be there. But for you to consider it a success, is it just the fact that you're there? Do you want top 10? Is there a placement in your mind in which you will be comfortable and happy with? Granted, again, you still want to win the show, But I always find it interesting. We had Terrence on here a couple of years ago, and I think at that point he said, I want to finish third. And now he's been consistently second, behind arguably the most popular bodybuilder on the planet in Chris Bumstead. So what do you define as a successful Olympia for you?
So when I decided to pursue this career, I promised myself to be my goal is to be the best at it because, I got family back in Nigeria who depends on me, mother, father, brothers, sisters, so this is it for me. This is it, so I'm not just here to be a mediocre, I'm here to be the best. But then again, this is bodybuilding, right? And it's all about being realistic, and since I started this sport since day one, look, I'm like my worst critic, so that's why it doesn't matter any negative I may get online. It doesn't face me because, listen, I've said it all to myself. I've called myself all these names. I've said it all to myself, so it doesn't face me, And my goal is to be the best at it, right? And I believe I've got what it takes to be the best. But like I said, bodybuilding is a little different. It's not like soccer. It's not like football or basketball where, you're with the team and then you can get a lucky shot, Bodybuilding is all about science, timing, age, maturity. So you need all of that. Going into this Olympia, my goal is to try and get as close to that title as possible. Stepping up that stage will give me a clear vision of where I'm at in this sport and how quick I can get to that title or how quick I can win that title. So this is literally, I'm going to be at my best and trying to get as close to that title as possible. And right after that, we'll put a game plan together and it's go time.
Are you planning on doing the Arnold as well?
Yes. And I do see myself in that first call-up, by the way.
Well, I mean, I love it.
Yes,
I love
for
it.
Sure.
So Danny handles our TikTok on things, and you become like just TikTok, YouTube, Instagram. Do you have any questions about his TikTok presence?
I was actually just scrolling through it right before this again. I've looked at it many times and I see you popping up all the time. But I have to say one thing that I love is just like the entertainment side versus a lot of bodybuilders that you see making TikToks and Instagram reels. It's all about like, they're like gym workouts, their focus. And obviously you still have those. But I love like the funny aspect that you throw into it, the entertaining aspect. And that's something that you don't ever really see. When did you really start doing that?
One thing with being a bodybuilder, right? Okay, firstly for me, I love being relatable, I have to, if I create something or, I create content or even just an ad for a supplement, whatever, my goal is to make it as relatable as possible. Mm-hmm. The persona, that, the way people look at us, the wide audience or whatever, they see us as a meathead, like unfriendly, just intimidating and unapproachable. And I totally understand that because 99% of bodybuilders are like that. They're kind of like, they care too much about their body. So 24/7 is about the body. If you see a bodybuilder in public and when you look at them, if you look at them in the wrong way, they can think like, you're saying something about my body, or a lot of them will give you this kind of vibe that it's just like, look, I'm the shit, Especially the guys who step on the Olympia stage, they kind of like put themselves up there and they kind of look down on on other people. So my thing is like, I don't want that. I don't like that look. I don't like that persona, So, and I want to show. I've got a lot of young people following.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's like, how can I inspire these people to be their best version, or maybe they want to be a bodybuilder? How can I inspire them to go for it? If all I show them all day long is me being depressed, miserable, getting out of my lunchbox all day and going to the gym, coming back home, I am disengaged with the public. I can't relate because I'm not doing anything that can make me relatable to people. So, I wanted to break that. I wanted to show this younger generation that you can be a good ass bodybuilder and still be able to do all the things.
Mm-hmm.
And as well, entertainment is a big factor. It's so big. Literally, if you look at boxing, MMA right now, especially boxing, it's not about being the best boxer in the world anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You look at Floyd Mayweather. For him right now, it's literally entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
So it will fight any YouTuber that has a little bit of clout for entertainment purposes. It doesn't care about his, whatever legacy or whatever, or it's whatever. No, it's literally entertainment and, of course, getting paid.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that's what I'm all about. And I think, you know, when especially working with supplement company, you know, and my first conversation with MuscleTech was the fact that I'm so different and I'm so unique, and the fact that I bring in something different into the world of fitness and bodybuilding. And when they told me, listen, you don't even have to compete. You know what I mean? And that's all because of all the things that I do outside the fitness and bodybuilding, which a lot of these guys will say, oh, it's a clown. Oh, they used to call me the Instagram bodybuilder.
Right. Yeah.
Well, I think the fun part
but
too.
The thing they don't realize is, what they don't realize is, with that, all of that stuff, extra that I'm doing outside, I will not be here right now. I will still be back in Dublin, Ireland. Because in order to be the best bodybuilder in the world, it takes a long time, a lot of dedication. It's a slow process. Mm-hmm. You look at some of these top bodybuilders, top 3 at Olympia, top 4 at Olympia. You know, I'm not mocking them, but if you heard some of the deals that they're locked into, you'll be like, are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
You know, because the reach is not there.
Right.
You know, which is what brands pay for. And in order to do that, you got to make yourself relatable, or you're C-bomb.
Yeah, well, I mean, we said yesterday on the call, you know, when I initially thought maybe it was Rami signing with MuscleTech, and I wouldn't have liked that. And nothing against him. He's a great bodybuilder, but he doesn't have personality. And domestically, now internationally, that market, you know, was a little bit different. You guys are gods in Brazil and in these other countries, but domestically in America, you have to have personality. Like if you're going to pull in revenue for a brand in which you are an athlete for or a spokesperson for, you have to be more than just a meathead, like you said, and you do a really good. So when they announced it was you, I was like, damn, that's a good get. That's a great get. Also, obviously, you're a great human being. And I want to talk a little bit about Redcon, specifically Aaron. Now, like you said yesterday in the call, a lot of people will say things about Aaron. I hear it every single day. Mm-hmm. What Aaron did for you and what Aaron did for me is I will forever be grateful to Aaron Singerman. He was the first brand to come on with Fitness Informant. It was his 40th birthday that we went down there. That was our first date officially.
Yep.
That's when you were there. So speak a little bit about Aaron, what he's meant to you, what he's done for you, for the people listening and watching.
You know, this life, right? Life is funny, right? Life is a journey, right?
Right.
And, you know, you're going to encounter, you know, specific type of people, you know, group, team, whatever, along the way. And maybe you think like, you know, we're supposed to be meant forever, but no, they've got the specific role in your journey. And when the time is up, everybody will go their own way, you know? So me coming to Recon One, you know, I actually remember having that conversation with Aaron, and he specifically told me, he goes, I don't ever want you to leave. You know, I want you to stay the rest of your career here in Recon One, and which is what I agree. That's what I do. I'm not the type of guy that would jump from one brand to another. Out of my career, I've been with 2 brands. That's not a lot of professional bodybuilders can say that. You know, so I literally like made up my mind, like, yo, Recon One that's final, that's it. And I promised, look, listen, I'm gonna win you that Olympia. I promise you that I will win you that Olympia. And so that was the mindset. That was the game. And of course, you know, I've always had the dream to live in America. You know, so when Aaron presented that opportunity to me, like I wasn't even supposed to move. He flew me out there to meet the team in end of 2018. I'm like, yo, it's my first time in South Florida. I'm like, this is insane. It's crazy. And went to the office. We were talking, and he goes, what do you think of Boca Raton? Boca Raton, this is paradise. Yeah. And he goes, so what, you think, would you move down here? I said, would I what? I was like, hell yeah. He goes, you want to move? Let's do it. Literally, I went home, packed myself. So that was, not a lot of people will understand this, you know, because if you come from Africa where you had nothing, literally nothing, I was able to make it to Europe, Ireland, you know, and then from Ireland, you're able to come to America, the land of opportunity, to chase this American dream. That's rare. Not a lot of kids will get this type of opportunity. So I do not take it lightly. So that's why, Aaron will always have a special place in my heart because what he did for me and what Reckon One did for me. And, the thought of me never, and that's why I went on a lot of people like, oh, yeah, I was crying on 12 podcasts and da. People don't realize when that first issue with Reckon One happened, I did not tell nobody, bro. I did not spoke about it to nobody. So, because I was so focused on Indie Pro, I bottled everything in. It actually became so much motivation for me that, well, listen, I was just so pumped to get on that stage and prove the world wrong. So when I went on Quad Podcast, it wasn't planned. So it was asking, it was like, so what's the situation? Was it a da? And then that was the first time I ever got to speak about Reckon One. And of course, you know what? It's like you've been in a relationship with a girl or whatever, even though you guys are done, but that emotional attachment is still there. So when Fuad asked me about that, so that's why I got emotional just thinking about the journey and what it did for me. I wasn't crying because I got let go. You know what I mean?
Right.
It was just like emotional attachment. So every time I get a chance to speak about Aaron singing, man, I can't even see anything bad,
Right.
There's nothing bad. I don't see anything bad out there that I can say about him, and I've seen him with a lot of other people, a lot of athletes. He's helped a lot of hard. One thing, if Aaron's seen a potential on you, dude, he will go extra mile to help you. I can remember when I brought my training partner back from Dublin, from first time. This kid is nobody. And I introduced him, yo, Aaron, this is my training partner. You know what he did? He walked this dude all around Reckon One headquarters, just show him room to room. Like, who does that?
Right.
You know what I mean? So it just shows that Aaron is such a good person, and I'm sure he's gonna be back home soon, and we're always gonna be able to hit it together. Like, we're friends. So nothing changed. That's what it is.
You get a really cool opportunity with Redcon to work side by side, a mentor of yours in Kai Green, or he became a mentor of yours. Like, you guys were training partners. Kai is an artist.
Yes.
He's a bodybuilder who's an artist. And if you ever get the opportunity to listen to Kai speak, you better devote plenty of time, because he obviously is very thoughtful in conversation and very thoughtful. And he's just got a different way of viewing life in general. What was it like for you to train alongside Kai, to get his advice, to get his mentorship on this journey as you're approaching Vegas here in December?
Again, that was another pivot moment in my career, when Aaron announced that, we're signing Kai, and Kai's going to be coming down to South Florida, and he would like to see me and Kai do content together and train together. I'm like, whoa. Because I remember Kai was the second IB pro bodybuilder I met back in 2012. It was guest posting in Dublin, Ireland. And actually, I got a picture with him. So the first time he came out to South Florida, I'm like, yo, you remember, when you came out to Ireland? I couldn't really remember. And I showed him this picture. He was like, yo! I was like, yeah, that was a picture. I was like, little skinny blessing, So, so that was, being here, training with Kai. Throughout my pro debut, Kai was there. We went through a lot of posting together. Being able to listen to Kai and learn and get some game from him, because, dude, Kai, Kai will go down as uncrowned Mr. Olympia. He is one of the best, one of the greatest, and he's so unique, at what he does. The attention to details, so a lot of things I learned from him, even, when you're working out and then you're making that connection as being on stage. So every movement, you are literally posting on stage. So, he taught me a whole nother level of mind-muscle connection, which is something I'll be forever grateful. And we still train together. We actually was supposed to train yesterday, but we had a busy day yesterday. So,
tell us about the Boogeyman, the name. Now, yesterday on the call, you kind of mentioned some backstory on it, but for those listening, there's probably a lot of people out there who are like, every bodybuilder has a nickname, whether it's the Boogeyman, the Mutant, the Definition, the Gift. I mean, they all have these cool names. So was this a self-titled name that you gave yourself? Did somebody give it to you? Where did it originate from?
So this is a name I actually give myself, Like I said, like my background is, I came from making skates and all that. So, and then coming into fitness industry and, trying to get my pro card, and I'm asking myself, how can I make this relatable to my audience? Because 99% of my audience, they just want to see me do some crazy shit. They want to see me run through the wall, eat protein powder, flex on the CCTV, whatever. So I'm like, how can I make this entertaining to them? Me competing and stepping on stage. So I thought, you know what? I think I need a nickname. Something that's scary, something that's opposite blessing. Blessing's a little bit kind of soft, So I was watching one of my favorite movies, actually John Wick. So that's where that boogeyman came from. And yeah, man, I thought it's a really cool name. And 2017. I announced it and I started marketing, I started promoting, I started making skates and funny videos and just promoting that name all over and in Ireland. And then that name got huge all over Europe. In 2017, that's when we launched actually with my previous sponsor, we launched a pre-workout called the Boogeyman. And you guys know how that went. And yeah, it seems like a name that everybody really liked and it's very interesting, especially, being part of that Olympia story and bringing that vibe, that energy, that boogeyman persona, to that stage. I think it's very interesting and it excites people.
It's so the news became official yesterday. You signed a multi-year deal with MuscleTech, which a lot of people will call a legacy brand, and it is, and a lineage of professional bodybuilders that have been sponsored and been part of Team MuscleTech over the years. Everybody from Jay Cutler to Phil Heath. I'm Dexter Jackson. I mean, the list is long and long. And now Blessing, you're the poster child of MuscleTech. And as they move back into sort of reinvigorating the brand, putting a focus back on bodybuilding, because for a while, and I've said this to Eric and the crew up in Toronto, I'm like, they lost their identity. They lost their way. And now they're getting back to being part of the bodybuilding. They're going to be at the Olympia. You're obviously a big part of it. What was the deciding factor for you? Because you were courted by Rise, GAT, Dragon Pharma, BSN, all these big brands. What was the deciding factor that made you say, yep, I want to be with MuscleTech?
It was dude, literally that last was it October, right? It was a tough month. Literally, I was losing sleep, just based on, and of course, I hate to disappoint people and I hate to waste people's time, but again, this is business. You have to give everybody opportunity to introduce themselves, talk and get, because you never know, so I'm always trying to leave, how you say, a good taste in people's mouth, just in case, so I listened to everybody, we talked to everybody, and some of the offers were fucking ridiculous. They just go from one to the third to the side, and it just kept getting higher and higher. And to be honest, I had my eyes fixed on Rise. I talked to Nick. Nick's a really nice dude, and they showed a lot of interest, and they actually sent the contracts and stuff. And then MuscleTech came along, and now this MuscleTech is the brand that when I discovered bodybuilding in 2012. MuscleTech, literally, they were the shit. They had everybody on the roster. I remember seeing them at the expo, and it was impossible to get to the booth because of the amount of people waiting in line, queued in line to see Dexter, Phil, Jay. I think Brent Warren, maybe Chris Cormier was, I don't know. All those guys were there. So MuscleTech has always been, that huge, it's like a huge tree in the finish. Of course, they went quiet for a while. So when they reach out to me, and now, like I said, I'm not the type of guy that jump from one brand to another. It's like, listen, I don't want to repeat this again, and that's what makes it so hard. Like, how do you know which one is the best one? How do you know which brand is like, maybe the hot right now? What does the next 5 years look like? So those are the things that I kind of like, brought into considerations and just talked so careful about. So when MuscleTech came along, I did my research, knowing that they've been around since 1995, and they were bought by a huge a company from China, Love, for fucking crazy amounts of money,
Right.
and they are still around, So they have a great track record, and literally we were just in, it was 2 weeks ago when we were in Walgreens, and boom, MuscleTech.
Yep.
Literally, they're everywhere. So knowing that security is there, they're not going nowhere. And of course, they make one of the best supplements. I got to taste their pre-workout. Literally amazing.
Right.
I know their track record. And when I got to talk to, what secured this was the connection my wife and myself had with Eric and Scott, because we were on a FaceTime with them and we had a great chat. And they seems like they've known me forever. They were telling me about all the content that I used to come up. Wow, shit, you guys remember those? So we had this connection, this vibe that just kind of solidified everything. And we were just able to, talk and come down to a really good agreement. And it was no brainer. Literally, it was out that, it was no brainer. It feels good. I feel like I'm where I need to be. It fits the person I am, and it's kind of pulled me, like, it's a little bit of a pressure because, MuscleTech is a legacy brand, and they've sponsored a lot of legends, so knowing, who they've been around and the type of track record they carry, the type of people they've been sponsored, and now the boogeyman, it feels like I got a lot of work to do because I got to prove myself.
Right.
Because a lot of the guys, they went on to do great things, and I feel like I'm in that league. I can go on to do great things as well with the right team by my side, and knowing that MuscleTech is coming into the sport with full force, and I know how MuscleTech be when they're ready to do something, they go hard.
Yeah.
So this really pumped me up, and it was no brainer for me. It was an easy one.
I got two final questions for you, and then we'll wrap this up. The first is, you're the prominent figure at MuscleTech now. And at Redcon, you were a big figure, but Kai was there, and they had like Cedric McMillan. They had a plethora. They had Brian Shaw. So I'm not going to say that you were like the guy at Redcon, with all due respect, but you're the fucking guy at MuscleTech now. Like, you are the guy there. What type of pressure do you put on yourself to help that brand and to carry that brand as if it was your own? Because people are going to be looking at you and you only, for the most part in this. So is there pressure that you put on yourself to perform for them?
Definitely, there's a little bit of pressure, and like I said, it feels right because I've always believed in myself, and I believe I've got what it takes to be the best at what I do, because I know the hours of work that I put into this, and having MuscleTech to back me up. Right now, I feel like MuscleTech are literally in the center of bodybuilding. Because everybody loves to have a go at the boogeyman.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of haters out there. There's a lot of supporters out there. But one thing they know damn sure is whenever they mention the boogeyman, that there's a lot of conversation. There's a lot of engagement. There's a lot of comments, whether negative or positive. This is why this guy Nick Vigili can't get enough of the boogeyman. So that pressure is there, and I feel like I've got what it takes to, take MuscleTech to that next level. And that's why I said, my goal this year is to get as close to that title as possible. And then by next year, we'll put a game plan together, and we'll be able to put a time frame where I'll be able to secure that Olympic title, which I believe I can win the Olympic title. I feel like I got what it takes. And I guess the MuscleTech, they see that potential. And that's why, we're having this competition right now. And it's just so motivating, so inspiring. Some of the things that I lost towards the end of my time with Wrecking One, I lost that fire because I feel like it's not there anymore. And now I feel like less inspired, less motivated to go out and create. Since that talk with MuscleTech, again, because of that pressure, because of that, that mainstream, it just motivates me to go out and do more, even grind a little bit harder in the gym, post a little bit more extra every morning, do that extra little bit more cardio so I can be the best I can be and able to represent MuscleTech at the highest level.
Last question for you, Blessing. the common theme on this podcast and yesterday's conversation to me was loyalty and family. You always want to feel like you're part of something and part of a family. But talk to me about your own family. How important is it for you to be, obviously, a strong husband, to be there, obviously, as you grow your family, during or post bodybuilding? What does family mean to you?
Family, dude, family's everything, man, and, my story and my path is a little bit different. And it took me a while to fully understand what family really means. Because, I left home at 9 years old. No father, no mother. I was smuggled from Nigeria to Ireland. And I grew up I got 5 brothers. And the oldest one was living in Ireland back then. So we were able to, 9 years old, got to Ireland. The immigration were able to locate him. So he took me in. He became my guardian, him and his wife. So, I grew up with him, and because my family, 5 brothers, 1 sister, we've never been together. It's always like everyone just always. So it took me a while to really, know the value of family, and the family tree and the family support system until I met my girlfriend, my wife now, and getting to know her, for Christmas, we go to a family house. It was a home of 3 girls, and they are always together. They ate together. They ate on one table, highly educated people, with father, mother. And I remember the first time I, saw all of this going on, one of the Christmas, and everybody getting the gift. This is a thing I never had, I was a poor kid from Africa. So I'm like, stuff like this actually exists. And I've seen how they supported each other, and I'm like, wow, I wanted this for my family too. Now, bear in mind, I did not go home for 21 years. I did not see my father and my mother for 21 years. I left home 2002, 9 years old, now in the USA. Because when I left home, poor family, my goal is I'm the last born, right? And I always see myself as the chosen one. So I feel like I carry all this pressure, and I promised myself I would never go back home until I got something to show. And of course, in the meantime, with our social media, I was able to take care of my family, send them money here every month. So that's why I didn't go home, because I'm like, why go home? When I got nothing. I know people can't understand it, but that was the mindset, to be the best. Go home, help family out. So being around my girlfriend's family, see how they are, and it's always been a dream of myself to get my family together. So after winning the New York Pro, qualified for the Olympia, now I'm on a whole nother level. I decided to go back home and seeing my family. It was, dude, I cried so many times, seeing my dad, it was very, very emotional. I think I stayed home for 2 weeks. And that 2 weeks, we were all together in this hotel.
That's awesome.
Every morning, all my brothers, nephews, nieces, it was like 15, 20 of us. Every morning we get together, we ate. So being around that energy, it literally changed my life forever. And then explain to them what I do, explain what bodybuilding is, and then being able to receive some support system back in Nigeria. It was literally like a media talk for me. Yeah. I'm sure you guys saw some of the videos. I was on TV news. I was everywhere doing interviews. So being around like family, home, that support, it means everything to me.
That's awesome. Dude.
And going into Olympia now, I didn't know what I'm doing. Now, actually, 3 of my brothers are going to be flying to Vegas for the first time to see me compete at a bodybuilding show.
That's amazing.
So this year has been such a crazy year. I have my family behind me now. Being sponsored by MuscleTech. And dude, that's why I say, I am in a really good mental space right now, and we're just so dangerous.
Well, dude, we wish you nothing but the best in December, a couple weeks out. Amazing story about the reconnection with your family. Keep being you. That's the biggest thing. Like, don't change. You haven't, which I love. Appreciate you taking the time on and go kick some ass in a couple weeks.